Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. It's New Comic Book Day. Hopefully you have gotten to your local comic store or hopped online and bought a couple of comics. I read a couple this morning before work. Plan on reading a couple more later on, perhaps a few after this show. Now, I have my daughter's preschool graduation in a little bit, so I got off work early. Luckily, though, I'm able to fit this show in because there's a couple things that I didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday that I want to bring up today. Also, this might be the last show I do for the week because the rest of the week's a little hectic schedule, but you can be sure that on Sunday, Lisa and I are sitting down and doing a Solo review. That's right, Solo, a Star Wars story, will premiere publicly tomorrow night. Lisa and I are going to go see it on Friday, and we'll get a review up on Sunday. One of the main reasons I wanted to do a show before tomorrow is that I kind of wanted to remind everyone the trials and tribulations of this film going into it. So, giving you kind of a brief history about the film Solo, a Star Wars story, started off back when Lucasfilm was doing their spin-off ideas and people were pitching stuff, and the idea of a Han Solo spin-off story came. Han Solo is a fan favorite in the Star Wars community, but a lot of people really didn't want an origin story or a young Han Solo. I personally didn't want it. I mean, I like Han. He's not one of my favorite characters. Me, what I love about Star Wars is the Jedi, the Sith, the Force, the lightsabers, the mythology, that kind of stuff. So Rogue One, while I did enjoy it, I didn't love it, mainly because it was missing all those elements for me. So another reason why I'm not big on Solo is because it's going to be missing the whole Jedi experience in there, which is fine. You know, it's a big galaxy. There's a lot of fun in there, and judging by early reviews, it looks like I'm going to definitely enjoy my experience at least a little bit. But anyway, they announced the Han Solo film. They came on and they got Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the hot directors, just coming off of 21 Jump Street and the Lego movie. Then they cast their Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich. He had just blown up in this film the Coen brothers did called Hail Caesar. The film itself wasn't that great, but Ehrenreich was a standout, shining more than actors like Josh Brolin and George Clooney in the film. So that's kind of how he got everyone's radar, and he got the parts. So we got our actor, we got our directors, and then Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back and The Force Awakens, was all set. Now, I don't know if Kasdan came to Kathleen Kennedy and said, hey, I wrote Force Awakens, I have another idea for another Star Wars movie, perhaps a young Han Solo film. Could be. That would make sense, you know. At Lucasfilm, Kasdan's been around for a long time. People probably listen when he has ideas. So then the rest of the cast joins up. They start filming it, and not even halfway through Trouble in Paradise, we find out that Phil Lord and Chris Miller are going off script. They're doing stuff the way that they said they weren't supposed to, and the film is being compared to an Ace Ventura tone. So what happens? Kathleen Kennedy takes them out. The film is about a year away from coming out. They just fired the directors. The film seems like it's in turmoil. So what happens? You bring in Ron Howard. That's right. The daddy of filmmaking, Academy Award winner, friend of Lucasfilm, comes in, steps in as the director. And what happens? The first thing he does is starts tweeting and Instagramming photos from the set. The very first day, he put a photo up of his food saying something like, first shot from Solo, you know, just poking fun of it and really setting people's mind at ease, or at least trying to. Now, this is the first Star Wars film as well that is not set in December. It's not going to be released in December like Last Jedi, Rogue One, and The Force Awakens. But before that, the other previous 6 Star Wars movies, they were May films. And Episode 9 was set to be released in May, but J.J. Abrams had them push it back to December because he wanted more time to work on it, and we all get that. So the film gets taken over Ron Howard. You still have less than a year. They have to shoot or reshoot at least 80% of the film from what we're told. And then The Last Jedi comes out. And it's Star Wars fanboy civil war. Some people hate it. Some people like it. The chat rooms, the message boards, they're all blowing up. Twitter's going crazy with people going back and forth about their feelings about this film. And it really upsets the balance of the Star Wars fan force, so to speak. And then we still have Solo coming down the pipeline about 6 months after The Last Jedi. So this film is coming out after a lot of very public trouble with the directors and a fan base that is very divided about how Disney and Lucasfilm are treating these characters and this property. That puts a lot of pressure on a film like Solo, in my opinion. Now, early reviews say it's pretty good. I haven't heard any bad reviews, or at least any headlines. People either think it's okay or they really like it. So that is comforting. Me, like I said, I'm not a big Han Solo guy, but I have a feeling that the fact that it's Ron Howard steering the ship and that it is a Star Wars film, I'm not going to hate it. I might not love it, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to hate it. I'll wait and see on Friday. But this is me letting you guys know or reminding you the history of this film and all the turmoil it's gone to leading up to this week and everything that I feel like is on its shoulders or possibly on Ron Howard's shoulders and Alden Ehrenreich. I mean, because a lot of people have been down on him as well. People have loved Donald Glover as Lando, but they're, not so much in love with Alden Ehrenreich. From what I hear, he gives a good performance. I'll find out in a couple days, and so will you guys. So, for now, we'll just sit back, go see the movie this weekend, come back this weekend, listen to my review, and fire back and let me know what you think. Okay, guys, and the other story I want to talk about today before I let you go is that we have a little more information about next year's Arrowverse crossover. Now, this year, they had Crisis on Earth X, which comprised of Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow coming together, 4 parts. It was awesome. Some people might even say it was better than Justice League we got just around the same time. Honestly, I have been watching all these shows since their beginning, so to me, it was great. It was so full of sweaty goodness, and it was so enjoyable, such a great story, great use of the characters, better than even what they had last year with the Invasion storyline. So, on the CW's Upfronts Thursday morning, Stephen Amell went and kind of announced that they're introducing Batwoman in next year's crossover. He said, quote, "We're incredibly excited to announce that we'll be doing another crossover event this fall on the CW, and we'll be introducing a new character. For the first time appearing, we'll be fighting alongside Batwoman, who is terrific. The crossover is going to make it to air in December. I need to leave right now and start filming." Now, Mark Pedowitz, president of CW, added, "We are adding the city of Gotham into the Arrowverse. This will be another full-throttled, action-packed event." And Arrow executive producer Mark Guggenheim has stated that Batman will not be joining the CW's DC superhero universe, saying, quote, "No, I love a good Easter egg, and I love doing the occasional name drop. We name drop Hal Jordan at the beginning of Season 3, but it's really just fun for us. I think in the Arrowverse, we have our own Justice League, and the Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Batman, these are all characters that are either spoken for on the movie side and or other shows. There's a Bruce Wayne on Gotham." So, kind of what we got here, guys. We're getting a Bat person, but not Batman. Now, I'll give you a little backstory, just very quick. Batwoman, otherwise known as Catherine Kane, is a wealthy heiress who becomes inspired by Batman and chooses, like him, to put her wealth and resources towards a campaign to fight crime as a mass vigilante in Gotham City. Now, whether she's going to be called Batwoman, I'm curious about that. They have name dropped Bruce Wayne before in the Arrowverse or on Arrow as well as Gotham City. I don't think we're getting Batman. I mean, not only is Batman being used in the movies, but they also have the show Gotham. But that show is also on its last leg, with next season being its last season. I still don't think we're going to get Batman in there. It'd be cool to see like Nightwing or something like that, but that's not going to happen. And there are certain rights issues, I know, with the movies and the television shows as far as what's being used. I think the only reason we still have a Flash TV series is because it's such a hit. It came first, people loved it, so there's no way they could have taken it away to forfeit it for the movie version of Ezra Miller. But you know what? I've been loving these CW shows a lot more than what the movies of the DC universe are doing. So I'm all for this. Keep expanding the universe. Right now you got Arrow, Flash, Legends Tomorrow, and Supergirl. And then you also have Black Lightning. Now, we still don't know how Black Lightning fits into the Arrowverse. People are saying that it is perhaps in the same Earth as Supergirl. The only kind of name drop we've got is there was an episode of Black Lightning when his wife was explaining to his daughter about their whole superhero double life, and she brought up Supergirl and Vixen, which I think is an interesting mix. Bringing up Supergirl is one thing, but then bringing up Vixen, who technically resides on a different Earth, is something else. So I still don't know where it falls. I hope maybe at some point Black Lightning can join on these crossovers, because I really enjoyed Black Lightning Season 1, and I want to see him interact with the other characters. If nothing else, perhaps some Supergirl or him interacting with Green Arrow, I think will be awesome too. Now, bringing in Gotham City into the Arrowverse, like I said, it's been mentioned before. Whether we're actually going to see it or not, I don't know. I think we are. Again, I'm still kind of hesitant to think that we're actually going to take this character and call her Batwoman, given the fact that we're not going to have a Batman. It's kind of how people say in the movies right now, they're trying to get a Batgirl movie going, but we still don't have a standalone Batman film in this new era of shared DC cinematic universes. What I will say, I think it makes perfect sense, because if you've watched the season finale of Arrow, which I'm going to spoil it for you if you haven't, at the end of the season finale, Oliver Queen comes out and admits to the world, to cameras, to God, to everyone, that he is Green Arrow. Now, Catherine Kane was inspired by Batman to take her wealth and go fight crime. If we don't have Batman in this world, I think she's going to take a cue from Green Arrow and do that. And that's another thing why I don't think she's going to call Batwoman. I don't think it's going to be Arrow Woman. Definitely not. But again, no Batman. I don't see it being Batwoman. We'll just have to wait and see. Chances are I'm wrong. But given how well this crossover from last year was, I am super excited to see the next crossover. I haven't finished Flash yet. I know the season finale aired last night, and we finally find out who that waitress is that appeared at Barry and Iris's wedding. I have my theories. I think I'm right, but I'm going to watch that tonight, and I'll find out. We got Legends Tomorrow came out and finished theirs a while ago. That was awesome. Black Lightning was awesome. Supergirl's doing its thing. Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl, yeah, they've been trucking along. I like Legends Tomorrow and Black Lightning have been good. Now that Flash is on its season finale, I've kind of been getting more excited for it. Arrow was always kind of dull this season for me. But in any event, the CW is doing it right. Not only do they have 5 shows live action, they also got 3 animated shows on the CWC. You got Vixen, The Ray, and Constantine. Again, same Arrowverse, only animated. So you got a total of 8 shows that are all taking place in this same realm. And then we got the DC streaming service coming up with Titans and Doom Patrol, both Berlanti productions. I don't think they're going to tie into the Arrowverse, but given the fact that we have infinite number of multiverses or Earths, it's not hard to imagine that perhaps at one point Titans might meet up with Team Arrow, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that is it for me today. Time for you to fire back. Are you excited for Solo? Do you remember all the controversy surrounding this movie? Do you think it will affect it? Let me know. And of course, the Arrowverse is finishing up. Let me know how you guys have enjoyed. Last year, I had my coworker and friend Aaron, who watches all the Arrowverse shows as well. We did kind of a finale wrap-up of all the shows. I think we're going to do the same thing as well. At least we want to do it. We'll see if time and schedules meet up. But as soon as Supergirl is done, within a week or so, expect a finale review of all the CW Arrowverse shows. We might even talk about The Ray and Constantine, since those are the new animated CW Seed shows. So that's it for me today, guys. Go watch Soul this weekend and then listen to my review. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.